Hello, Luke Hughes, the lead dev for Burden of Command, and this is my first attempt at a devlog, video devlog. So I hope you'll bear with me. Let me relax a little bit, sit back. I should have probably gotten a drink, but first I want to thank you. Thank you. I feel like I'm starting the game. Thank you for playing our game. I am thanking you for playing our game and for giving us such a wonderful reception. It's hard to believe we're very positive on Steam with 300 and almost 30 reviews now, which is a lot in 5 weeks, especially for a little company like us. You all have been very supportive and tolerant of, our growing pains as we have bugs and scaled from tens of playtesters to thousands. But I'm betting you're not here to hear more of the thanks, because you know you're great. I'm here to give you a roadmap. So I will be looking over secretly to my secret informant outline occasionally to remind me what I'm saying. Because, I'm not used to this yet. But my one marketing thing is do please keep spreading the word. We're little. We need the help, especially spread that we're an RPG, not just a war game. We draw on a war game, but we're a leadership RPG. We really need that help. And now, the roadmap. So, you're the first to hear, outside of the team. We are planning our first DLC. It's not anytime imminent. We're just starting to work on it. It's a $5 DLC. We'll have 3 scenarios. And, this is sort of the fun part, the tentative title is 3 Nations DLC. So, I know there's been quite a lot of interest in nations beyond the U.S. There will be 3 nations in this DLC for you to play. 1 scenario for each. I'm not saying whether the U.S. is part of them or not. But I promise you they're interesting scenarios. I'm looking forward to playing them. And we're having a lot of fun figuring out, I can say, some of the non-U.S. Feel free to drop by our Discord and speculate as to which ones you think it are, and maybe I'll drop cryptic hints that will deliberately mislead you. We also are working on our first full campaign, which will be non-US. And I know some of you are thinking, oh, geez, guys, stay focused on the bugs. So the way to understand our development is we really have 2 tracks. One is coding, pretty much me. Well, these days it is essentially me. And then we have the content team, scenario designers, writer, and so forth. They can proceed in parallel. So I'm doing coding and I am bugs. Did I say I'm doing bugs? Because I'm doing bugs. It's starting to lighten up though. So there's the coding track. And then there's what I call the content track. And on the content track, we're doing these 3 DLCs. And the 3 Nations DLC. And we're also doing this future campaign. Longer one, but that's going to be quite some time, but that's non-US. On the coding side, I'm checking my notes, and there's one other thing I want to talk about Germany too. So after the bugs settle down, which is getting there, I'm going to shift to what I'd call gameplay bugs, not crashes. And those will be things like there's a problem with scouting apparently, and I really want to get to that. And then start to do some small feature improvements. Somebody on Steam pointed out, our smoke doesn't seem to affect, if you smoke a target, doesn't seem to affect them much. And yeah, they're right, I think. So smoke does affect in between the hexes, but not the observer's hex or the recipient's hex. So we're working to make sure you screw up that German machine gun with smoke. It should be screwed up. That's not here yet. We're working on it. Another one like that is some poor guy. I'm sorry, I'm blanking on your handle right now, but he did a beautiful job sneaking up with his Sherman on a tiger, got behind its rear, took the shot, and that tiger fired a shot out of its rear. Not entirely realistic, and killed him. Armor is our less well-modeled area, though the penetration value and armor values are quite strong. They're based on Panzer War, which did some pretty hardcore modeling of those things. We could geek out about that at some point. But a great suggestion for one of our long-term playtesting leads, thank you, Patrick, was a very simple rule. Tanks can't op fire against you, nor react fire after you fire at them if you're not in their firing arc. So what we hope in the future happens, sneaky Sherman sneaks up, gets the tiger from behind, fires. Tiger does not get to turn around and fire at that moment reaction. If it somehow survives, it will be able to turn around, because of course it would, or at least its turret. We're not getting clever on turrets yet, but we will eventually. Want to do an armored campaign, like Steel Panthers, Burden of Command. But anyway, I'm getting distracted. So it will be able to turn around, but you will get your clean shot. But we don't have that yet. But those are the kind of things that you notice are coming from you. We want to improve the game incrementally short term. And then there are a number of things we have to do to support this larger campaign coming. One more thing before I stop talking about content. We think the combat model, talking to experts, applies from about the end of World War One to Vietnam War. Of course, very interested in Vietnam War for Bird in Command. Personally, I'd love to do Korean War. Spanish Civil War interests me. We're open to suggestions. We'd love if your suggestion comes with a book, like we had Cotton Baler for John McManus, because of course we want that narrative side and that human touch to things. So I think I've hit most of my content stuff. One thing I wanted to tell you, and then longer track. But let me shift for a moment to Germany, because I don't want to forget that. We've had a wonderful individual, and I'm checking, Doctor, your name so I don't screw up more than I have to as an American. Dr. Benjamin Schurig. I know I said that wrong. He's German. He's a German vet, a German lawyer, and he came out of the woodwork as a volunteer to help us with an application to get on the German market. And some of you will realize we are not on the German market. Why? Because we're committed to history. So we do have swastikas. What a shock. On the historical photographs in the game. And a little bit on the map. About 50 of them. And that's problematic for Germany. I think we all know why. But we think we have a pretty good chance to get approved. And Dr. Let me say it carefully again. I always have to check his name, Schurig, because he gave me permission to say this too. He's a YouTuber too. Pretty cool guy. Vampiro. Lawyer. Vet. And YouTuber. It's not quite Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy, but pretty cool combo. He's optimistic. And we also touch on some very sensitive issues around the war, which will be interesting to clear with Germany. Who knows? You know, these kind of things depend on, so to speak, which judge you get. And we will have the equivalent of a judge making a decision. We're getting close to the end of that, though there's still plenty of steps left. But I'm not telling you we're submitting it now. What I'm telling you is we've been working very hard on it, and we've made a lot of progress, and we definitely want to get there. So thank you to the many German fans who have been patient with us and understood why we're doing this. This is obviously a cost for us as well as you, probably very literal cost. But we are underway now. Now, last thing I want to say, long-term vision. This DLC, this campaign, I personally really want to get modding tools out. Because there's so many more things that can be done. So many stories can be told from all those biographies that some of you have read, or books, or movies, credible movies. Don't tempt me. I keep thinking about Dirty Dozen. Anyway, the credible movies and so forth, like Band of Brothers is an inspiration. I'm not saying we're doing them. I'm just saying we want to do more campaigns. We can't do them all. We'd like you guys to help us. And so that modding tools, that's going to take some effort. I need to hire another programmer probably to help me get all that done. But that's my major strategic advantage, ambition for the coding. And then long term, what I'd call dynamic engine, procedural. Some of you will recognize the term Steel Panthers or campaign series that could generate campaigns. I want to do that. Generate the maps, generate the forces. You're playing, say, American formation or a German or a French or Italian or a Russian or whatever it is, or Japanese someday. And we place you in appropriate for a date, theater, and operation in that context, coupled with a narrative engine. There are admirable indies like Wildermyth, and on the 4X side, I want to get their name right, Old World, who have managed to create dynamic narrative engines, basically large libraries of stories. Paradox does that too. That's a real ambition. That's not trivial. That's not coming anytime soon. But that's where I hope we're going, so that, we can all have our unique journeys through World War II. Tell our stories. So, thank you. I hope that gives you a bit of the roadmap. You're getting it a little early if you subscribe to our newsletter. If you aren't subscribed to our newsletter, you're getting it a little late. So, subscribe to our newsletter. And thanks again. Really, it's been a wonderful journey. A little intense, but really good. And we're so grateful for the reviews and what you all say in the reviews and the support you're giving us. We want to go further, and you're going to help us get there. Thank you. Come by Discord. Say hi.